Okay, good evening. Are we ready to start? So I'm Jen. If you haven't done Pilates or you haven't done it with me before, the structure is that we set up first and then we do some mobility and then we move into the main session. So I seem to recall last week it was really super hot, so we had a nice chilled out one, didn't we, on the floor. So we'll make up for that this evening by starting off on our feet. So if you need to modify the exercises, if you're new or you've got any injuries you're looking after, then definitely just make sure that you're keeping it down to the more basic levels. So I always demonstrate them in order of intensity, so easiest first, more intense last. Okay, so we'll start with our feet just under our hips, standing nice and tall with our shoulders pulled back and down, and we're looking straight ahead. We're just going to gently squeeze the belly button in towards the spine a little bit, just so that we have a little contraction in the stomach muscles that we can maintain while we do our exercises. So you should be aware of it, but it shouldn't be so uncomfortable that you can't maintain it or think about doing anything else at the same time. Breathing wise, we just place our hands to the ribs to practice, longest fingers touching in the middle. We take a breath in through the nose, and then we breathe out through the mouth. So on the in-breath, you should see the rib cage rise, and then on the out-breath, you should see the rib cage fall. So also those hands are slightly separating because of that lifting of the rib cage. Okay, we're going to place our hands by our sides now and just move into some mobility. So we'll start off with the lower part of the body first. We're just going to lift one heel and we're just going to do some ankle rotations. So you're just going to breathe as you would normally for now. Okay, we're just going to change direction. Okay, then we're going to change legs. Okay, change direction again. So it's definitely much cooler this evening than it was last week, which is good for when we're exercising in a non-air conditioned environment, but obviously most of us do like it a bit more when it's sunny and warmer. Okay, so we're going to bring our feet under the hips. We're going to mobilise the knees and the hips now. So we're going to start off at one level and then I'll add a progression if you're good at balancing. So we're breathing in, and then on the out breath you're going to raise the knee. Inhale as you bring your foot back down. So if you've got a wall close by, you need a bit of support, then you can use the wall for support if you need to. Or you can just bring it down to a heel raise. Okay, so I'm going to have a little progression, which is to exhale, inhale, exhale, and inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and inhale. We're going on the same leg. And try not to transfer your weight too much, so just maybe a little light tap of the floor with the toes. Okay, we're going to do one more on this side. Okay, good work. Alright, we're going to switch over now. So you can start off with our first option of just the exhale as you raise the knee, inhale as you bring your foot back down, or you can add on that knee abduction. try not to let your body twist. Mine gets so far I'm a lot tighter on this side, and then my whole body wants to shift. So just try and keep the hip bones facing forwards. I'm just going to do one more. And place the feet down. Forward flexion now, my favourite standing mobility exercise for the spine. We take a breath in, and then on the out breath, we're tucking the chin in, slowly rolling down through the spine, and then we're inhaling as we gently roll back up. And then we exhale, chin tucks in, slowly roll down, inhale as we roll back up. One last one. Okay, well done. We're going to finish off now with some shoulder mobility. So we're breathing in, and then on the out breath, we're just going to raise one arm, rotating the shoulder so your thumb goes to the back of the room first, and then we inhale and switch. And then we exhale and inhale. Okay, this is going to be our last one. Relax your arms by your side. Okay, so we're going to do two exercises combined together. We're going to do the push-up with the leg pull. So we're placing our feet hip width apart, we're standing nice and tall, shoulders back and down. So the good news is you won't be able to hold your leg pull for 1 minute. But the bad news is you'll be able to do it more than once. Okay, so if you're not sure of this combo, have a little look, join in when you feel ready. So we take a breath in first, and then on the out breath, we're tucking the chin into the chest, slowly rolling down through the spine. So as you start to feel the tension, the little stretch into your hamstrings, you'll bend your knees and bring them to the floor, and then walk your hands forward. You take your hands wide, breathe in, bend the elbows, lower the chest to elbow height. Breathe out, slowly push yourself up. Then you're going to come down onto your elbows and just tuck your tailbone under so you're in plank, or as we call it in Pilates, leg pull position. If you wanted to lift your knees off the floor, you can do. So we stay here for 5 inhale, exhale breaths. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. 3 more. Once you've done those 5 breaths, pop your knees down to the floor if they were lifted off the floor, and then walk your hands back. So we take the knees off the floor, we tuck the chin in, and we slowly roll up through the spine. And then we repeat. So we take a deep breath in, and then as we breathe out, we slowly roll down. So this time, for more intensity, you'll roll down through the spine. You'll keep your knees off the floor. Breathe in, breathe out, and then your option, just bring the hands under the shoulders. So 5 breaths again. Let me just show you from the side. So if you're up on your hands, then we need to be here rather than here. Just tuck the pelvis under. If you're on your elbows, then you're either here with a nice flat back rather than here with your bum sticking out, or knees off the floor. So when you've done your 5 breaths, you will, if you're up on your hands and toes, you'll bend your knees and then walk those hands back. So again, before you come up, tuck your chin in, and then we're slowly stacking the vertebrae back up on top of one another. So a big breath in again, and as we breathe out, we slowly tuck the chin in. So I'll come back to the less intense option. So as you feel that stretch, bend the knees, take them to the floor, and then walk your hands forward. Take the hands wide, take a breath in, take a breath out, and then you're coming down, elbows under shoulders, and you're either on the knees or on your toes. 5 inhale, exhale breaths. Keep gently squeezing those stomach muscles. Breathe. Then we pop our knees to the floor and we walk those hands back. And again, as we roll up, we make sure that the chin is tucked in. Again, we're slowly rolling up through the spine. Big breath in again. And then as we breathe out, we tuck the chin in. Slowly roll down. So I'll go for the more advanced one this time. So I'll just keep going in and out in between them just to refresh your memory. Make sure that push-up is slow and controlled. Bend of the knees and walk the hands back. So I think we'll do one more of these. So come back to the less intense version. I won't say it's an easy version because it's not an easy version. So again, you're either on the tips of the knees or upon your toes. Arms are parallel. And then we pop those knees down if they were off the floor. And then walk the hands back. So we are going to come back up onto our feet. Okay, we're going to take a standing spine twist now. So we're going to bring our hands together, fingers tuck under the chin. So a nice mobility one rather than a strength one. Just give your body a bit of a breather. So we're going to breathe in, and then on the out breath, we keep the hips forward and we twist. We then inhale, we come back to centre, and then we exhale to the other side. Inhale to centre, and then exhale. relax your shoulders. A couple of alternative arm positions if you're more confident. So basically the hands were under the chin to stop us doing this and just turning the head and forgetting about the torso. Okay, so if you're confident that you are twisting from the waist and your hips are remaining stable, then you can come to this position, or for more intensity I'll just move forward and then I don't wipe the TV out. So we just make sure that we are not moving the arms independently. So the arms stay in the same position relative to the rest of the body. So for example, we've not got this happening with the arms crossing over the body. And just make sure that you're not experiencing twisting through the legs and the knees. I've just felt my knee go slightly there. So I'm going to bring it back to this position. What is it now? 14 weeks without any peace and quiet. Or maybe some of you have had too much peace and quiet. Is that the grass is greener syndrome? Centre. Oh, you'll be pleased to know we're coming down to the floor now. Okay, so just before we move on, just have a little drink of water. Okay, so we're going to bring ourselves down to the floor now. Let's just bring on that back and then you can see it. To do we'll do the scissors actually this evening. So we're starting off with one leg for level 1. We take a breath in and then on the out breath we raise one knee above the hip. So we take a breath in and then on the out breath we lower the heel towards the floor, but without touching the floor. We take a breath in and we return, bringing the knee above the hip. So that's your level 1. You'll just keep going on the same leg until I ask you to switch, or until you feel the need to yourself, whichever's first. Level 2, we have both knees up. Same movement, we simply alternate from one leg to the other. Okay, now progression. We take a breath in for level 3 and then we move both of our legs slowly and in opposite directions. Just making sure that when we're laying on our backs we maintain a neutral spine position. There's a little space between the lower back and the floor. And then the progression from there is to have head and shoulders off the floor. So if you're on level 1, then I'd just like you to do a couple more and then switch over. So keep pulling those stomach muscles in and maintain your neutral spine. going to do a couple more, and then we're going to take ourselves into a full body stretch. So bring the feet down one at a time, and then full body stretch. Another of my favourites coming now, so we're going to do the shoulder bridge. So we're bringing the heels in as close as we can. Arms are relaxed on the floor. We take an inhale breath, we tilt the pelvis and we close that space so that we don't have the neutral spine now. And then on the out breath, we peel the spine up off the floor one vertebrae at a time. And then we inhale, we slowly lower the spine back down. And exhale back into neutral. So we keep our knees as steady as we can. So again, we inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Progression, arms by your side. Take an inhale breath and then exhale. Inhale as your arms go overhead. Exhale as you bring your hands to the floor, and then inhale and exhale. So we've got 6 breaths in total for that movement. Okay, so we're going to give you the option to increase intensity again. Palms up, and then you're not supporting your body weight with your arms. We inhale and we exhale. Inhale, lift the knee above the hip. Exhale, extend the leg. Inhale and exhale. And then switch sides. Inhale. So as you do that, make sure that your bum isn't travelling towards the floor. So it's up to you. You can keep changing from one side to the other, or you could do one and then come out of the bridge and then do another, or you could do one on each side and then transition in and out of your bridge. So if you like to feel the benefit for the mobility in the spine, I would recommend that you keep coming up and down out of the bridge as often as you feel you want to. So go for the option that you can do well, challenges you, but not so much that your technique starts to suffer. So when you finish the one that you're doing, just hook your knees in towards you for your release stretch. We're going to take a roll over now onto our bellies. I'm going to do some back work. So we bring our elbows to shoulder height, we tuck the chin in, we tuck the belly in, we keep our feet and legs relaxed. We take a breath in, and then on the out breath we lift the head and the shoulders, top of the chest, and then we inhale as we slowly release. Option for progression is to let your arms float up as well. next option for progression is to have your arms straight overhead. And again, the hands and the arms lift from the floor. But making sure, again, you're not having any tension in the lower body. So we want to really get into these muscles that surround the spine. Then we're going to just sit back over our heels and let your arms rest next to your legs. Okay, we're going to bring ourselves around to sitting position now to do the roll up. So this is where we focus on abdominal strength. So we're sitting up with our hands round the backs of our legs. We inhale, we tilt the pelvis, we get the curvature through the spine, and then we exhale as we come back up to sitting position. So that's your level 1 option. Level 2 option is arms extended forwards, inhale, exhale, carry on going towards the floor, and then inhale, start to come up, and exhale, up as you sit tall. And then level 3, come all the way to the floor, taking our arms overhead, and then we're inhaling, slowly coming up, exhaling, sitting tall. To bring ourselves down to the floor, I'm just going to take ourselves into full body stretch. You're just going to do a really nice, gentle exercise to finish off. So we're just going to bend the knees. We're going to bring our arms out by our sides. We're taking a breath in, and then as you breathe out, your knees are going to slowly go one way, and your head the opposite direction. Then we inhale, everything comes back to centre, and then we exhale to the other side. option for progression is to have your knees up above your hips. Inhale, return. And exhale. Got a good crack then. So remember, feet to the floor. If you just need to reduce the intensity, just make sure your knees are not swinging back above your belly. Shoulder blades remain down on the floor. Oh, another crack there. It's a good feeling. You're perfect. Going to do one more in each direction. And I'm going to bring our legs in towards us. Going to bring ourselves up to sitting position, so you can either just roll yourself up or you can roll onto your side and then bring yourself up gently that way. Okay, so there we go, session done, another one done. So what we're on today, Wednesday, so I will see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock hopefully for circuits. So have a great evening, whatever you're up to, and I will see you then.